Welcome to Small Lake. This is a small project, along with the projects of building my anvil and my forge. I wanted something more, nicer to work with. There are long scale brushes that are not available locally, and right now with the shipping and Israeli post offices, that is usually horrible. Now is especially horrible. Well, let's say I didn't get stuff from eBay I bought 6, 7 months ago, so so I found this thing, which is really, really nice. See, these are fairly flexible. This is a really nice brush, except for the handle. This is a horrible handle, which makes sense what was on sale. It's definitely not ergonomic. I don't know who designed this, but the guy definitely has really an oddball hand or a sense for art, and this is not an art, this is a tool. So it should be comfortable and user friendly. So we're going to do something about that. I'm going to take 2 pins off. Already made some blanks. We're going to set these instead of this horrible handle and screw it in place, just like that. So on the other side. Got another one over here as well, also on the other side. And we're going to make a handle from this stuff. Let's get to it. First of all, let me cut this in half. Right, there we go, just chopped it. I kept the eye because, well, I think it's lovely. And we're going to shape this later on. Now, these were shaped on my belt sander, off camera, of course. And I think it turned out really nice. So we're going to put one like that and one like that, and we're going to have soft ergonomic ends. So this, in case you bump into that, you're going to have a nice curved lip. I just file these ends in the meantime so it won't get splinters and all that. It's always nice to do that. Later on we'll shape them. The ends, I mean. Right. Let's get rid of this horrible thing. I'm going to cut it off with a hacksaw off camera. See you in a second. Well, I got this handle. It's going bye-bye. Had it been straight, I could have used it for something, but not this condition. So we got a fairly horrific thingy over here. Got it a bit hacked off, and yes, of course, it hit my finger. I'm gonna put some water. 100% ethanol. There we go. 70% ethanol. Ouch! Burns. And then we can put a band-aid. Always keep a band-aid in your shop. If you're like me, things tend to slip. As high and try as I might, I always get scratched, and you get the point. Oh, that's a small one this time. Right, so a few chips and whatever. We got a nice, fairly smooth surface. This is interestingly a porous material inside. Now we need to set this like that. Let's try this one. Hey, we got it. Wasn't too difficult at all. So let me see. Are we sure this can cover the dip distance? Yeah, I think so. It's gonna be fine. So that was tougher. I wonder if I could use these nicely pricky, very fine steel. I don't know if I need tiny springs. Unlike the US, we don't have too many resources, should point out. That was a really tough one. And getting stock material is either via eBay or AliExpress and stuff like that. There are local sellers, of course, but the prices are horrific. Right. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's drill some holes. There goes a mess because I kind of messed up this one and tangled it a bit. Okay, much better this time. Okay, so we got 4 holes for these. So this is how it's going to look, and you got enough reach. Put your hand in there. Okay. So I'm gonna get some M4 long screws. We need 6.5 centimeters, 65 millimeters screws, and we'll continue. I've had 6 or 7 centimeter screws, so that should do the job quite nicely. Maybe should have taken the 7, but I was worried about it. Okay, so let's give it a go. Now, if you're new to woodworking, there is a small tip to share here. Usually, if it's a big chunk of wood, you can take one of these screws and just plow in. That's not a problem. If it's a small piece and you just plow through without drilling a hole first, then you're going to break it. You're going to split it. And the reason is that this core, let me get a bigger one. Okay? The threads are fairly thin. They're not going to damage the wood. They're going to compress it. But the core running through it is really big and chunky, relatively speaking. So if you want to drill through something delicate like this, and you want your whole nut to expand, overexpand, and crack the wood, make sure you drill a hole that's at least as big as the core. You take a caliper, measure it, and you can do that. In this case, I drilled 3 millimeters. This is a 4 millimeter screw, and it works just fine. Right, so let's get to it. There we go. There we go. The edge is just protruding. That's about it. That's all I need from that. Let's take another screw. It should come out really nice. There we go. I can feel the tip over there, just like so. Let's put it on like that. Actually, I do prefer doing both at the same time, so I know they're sitting properly. There we go. Now I can feel they're both in their designated holes, and you can protrude. There we go, got one tip. There we go. Okay, so we have protruding ends here, and we're fairly sitting nicely. Now, do we do it like that? Maybe pour some resin in there. I'm really tempted. Or do we do it the other way around? Well, first of all, I like it this way because I like the way it sort of curves like that. This is really nice. So, like so. And we'll need a small hammer. There you go. You got all the marks you need. 1, 2. And somebody here is a bit off. This one goes over there, like that. So we'll get a cross hole. Doesn't matter. Not crucial. Right. Put that aside. Let's get our drill bit. And we need to drill it over about 1 centimeter, about halfway through. So again, I'm trying to sit square, make sure I'm not angled, make sure I can see my way. So I'm going to just to round this off. I'm just marking where I need to do that. I'm going to do it on the belt sander. Okay, we're a bit off over here, so I'm also marking this, and we'll just trim it. No panic. And remember, this is a tool. This is not designed to be super aesthetic. But while I'm at it, I'm going to do it for both. So this is a bit angled inward. I'm going to angle this inward a bit more than what I've marked. And same goes over here. So we're going to trim this area. And we're going to have a nice sort of bullet shape. I don't know how I'd like to call it. Now, as for the bottom, we marked this. But as for the top, I don't want to have a blunt shape. So let's do sort of a half circle thingy, and we need to cut it right about there, I think, with a hacksaw. That should do it. And same goes over here. We're gonna have to trim it and round it off. And I want it like so. This is not an award-winning sort of project, guys. It's just a fun project. Don't, I don't think there's a point in making everything shiny and golden and mirror finished and stuff like that. This is a tool. It's designed to be a tool. It's designed to be held. It's nice and easy. So also we got a cavity over here, so we need to remove a bit of material over there. Another thing. Same goes over here. We need to remove material. Okay, so I think it's time to get all these screws unscrewed and get over to the belt sander. We're on my porch, and this is a bench I once made. Actually, the top was harvested from the trash, and I just made the legs for it, but that's not in this scope. So let's install this. We're basically done. The only thing I want to do is put my beeswax olive oil mix, and just put a drop there, and this will protect the wood for a long time, and you can renew it. It absorbs into the wood, so there's no fear of having a slippery tool later on that's gonna fly. And even though a brush is not a power tool, you don't want it to stuck in someone. That's pretty sharp, sticky, thorny, maybe the best name for that. And that's all there is to it. Later on, I'm going to off camera polish this part, but give it a better shine so you can actually see the line basically. So, but right now it's gonna be good enough as is, and I'm going to show you a picture once I get it buffed. It's not going to be anytime soon. Right now I want a functional tool, not a nice tool. It gives it a nice, there are some speckles of all sort of metallic objects there, so it's going to be nice once really buffed and polished. I'm going to do that one day when I'm in the mood. But not today. Let's install this and get it to working condition where we can use it on the forge. So that part is done, and let's get to it. And now we have finally a handle we can actually hold, and it's not gonna go away, twist, run, etc. It's not the prettiest handle, but it's cute. I kind of like the shape. I thought of making a fluid, more fluent handle, and then I said to myself, really, that much effort for something that's really cute, but after all, it's gonna wear out someday, and it's no point really. It's gonna be nice. I did give it a nice epoxy line, but that's more than what I need. So I think we're good, guys. I think it's gonna be useful. I think it's gonna be sturdy. That's all there is to it. Just a handle. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Right, so the best way, actually, we got an ant infestation. God knows what these guys are eating because there's no food for these little guys. But they can roam about the shop, they're not causing any damage. So, I don't care. I think the spiders are eating some of these because there's less of them, but, you know, it's an ecology of its own. There's a lookout there looking for high spots. I think she got a nice place.